Hi guys, welcome to episode 26 of Mandy Pinecone Crafts. Today is Sunday, December 4th, 2016. I hope everybody's had a good three-ish weeks since I recorded last. It's been somewhat busy. We had Thanksgiving here in the States, and then I work retail, so I had a busy Black Friday weekend at work, and then it's depending on which part of the store I am in, it's somewhat busy at work. It's also started December, so I've got two different Advent calendars that I'm doing. I'm doing the David's Tea, and then I'm doing the Canadian Knitter mini skein Advent along. So I've got a couple blanket squares in my blanket done. So let's get started with FOs. The first is my Running Through socks, which are by Brandy Miller. And these, I knit these two at a time, which I'm never doing again. I don't like it. So I was here on the two socks. So now I've got two finished pair, and I love how the yarn looks in this pattern. And the yarn I used was a Fiber Stash Dye Works Strong Pose Sock Blank, which is her 80% merino, 20% nylon. The whole thing, this is what I've left. The whole thing was patterned like this, so you'd get like blocks. If I can hold this. Like here you'd get stripes and just like a little bit of the black between them. And I really love how my heels turned out. I used the Fish Lips Kiss heel. This is the 64 stitch count sock. So these are done. Can't wait to wear them. And then they were living in a bag I just made myself that is rainbows and hot air balloons that just snap shut. And then at some point I will put a handle in over here where I put the grommet. There's that. Where did I put the other half? My other FOs are a couple cross stitch pieces. I'm making Christmas ornaments for different friends, so I have a sparkly L, an S, and a D. And then I still have one to put here at some point in the near future to get those done, because I'm sending Christmas gifts out as I mail out packages. And then living in my another bag I just made, and it has string on it, is my polar bears, which have Christmas lights, is my sock blanket. So I've finished 4 squares since I saw this last, and I finished, where am I? Before I did this one, the 30th, which is Fiber Stash Tweety Toes and Storm Coast. And then my first day of December 1st was a square, which is some Knit Picks Felici in the Jingle colorway. Mini I've got from my friend Jen, Storm Coast, and of the Uncreative Crafter podcast. And then I've got an orange square from her. And then yesterday's square was this. This is more Fiber Stash. This is her Twinkle Toes in the Frankenstein colorway. And then I still have to add today's square, which is this, which is Lion Brand in the, let me see, she just posted it on Instagram, purple magic stripes in the purple pattern colorway. And then also sewed this little bag, which my mini actually lives in while I'm knitting on my square, so my mini doesn't roll around. And then I have a needle keeper in the bag that matches it. That's all of that I've finished this week, or 3 weeks. Oops. And then I've got my PJs on, which are hoodie footy pajamas, which has a hood, and then I have zip off feet that a coworker and friend from work got me for Christmas, because I don't think with scheduling, I won't see him before I go on vacation starting on Wednesday, and he wanted me to have them so I could enjoy them on vacation. So there's that. Works in progress. Start with this one. Another new bag, which is teal pumpkins. It says thanks, give thanks all over it. And the pumpkin sparkle is my Vortex shawl, I think it's what it is. It's a TARDIS inspired one that was in Knitty a couple of years ago. It is out of Fiber Stash in the TARDIS blue colorway. Where is my marker? See, I've got a couple repeats done of the lace section. I haven't worked on this much. But I think I've got 3 more pattern repeats of the lace to finish before I do the center portion and then start decreasing. This is going to be a big focus for vacation and trying to get some of my Christmas packages done. I know I'm not going to get all of them done, and most people know that my packages are going to be late. So, and then I have a peppermint mocha from Starbucks that I picked up on the way home. And then Christmas, I didn't have any Christmas bags, so I had to make a couple. So this is my Christmas trees, and it has sparkly pine needles on the inside. Is the second randomest hat I'm making for this one is actually going to be for, I think, my aunt. And I've got the ribbing done, and then I've got 1 set of stripes done on the hat. And that is out of Knit Picks Brava worsted in the silver, solstice, and peapod color. Because I've got, let's go back in the bag. I've got 1 hat for her 3-year-old who just turned 3, which is sad because he's already 3 and she's expecting their 2nd child in March, so I will send out their Christmas stuff once I finish the sweater that I want to knit for the new baby. Cross stitch. Oh, last one. Speaking of baby knitting, out of some Knit Picks Brava worsted in, this one is Asphalt Heather. And what is, I'm not even gonna, whatever that name is, I'm not even gonna try it. I am knitting the Gramps cardigan by Tin Can Knits for a coworker of my husband's. So I've got actually the body almost done. I've got probably another inch of the body before I do the ribbing. The Gramps cardigan is just a plain cardigan, but it has a shawl collar and button bands and pockets done in different colors with elbow patches. And I was joking with my husband, it looked like a sweater an editor would wear. So because this is this is going to the editor of his site, the site he works for. So we thought it was a good pattern choice for that. So that's the knitting I've been doing. I've started 2 different cross stitches since I recorded last, other than like the letters. I've got another L going. This one is in blue, and then the needle minder is from No Name Needle Minders on Facebook, which says Dear Santa, Define Good. And then I've, on the other half, that's half of the fabric, the other half I've got a frosted pumpkin pattern which says Not a Creature is Stirring, and it has the gingerbread cookie and then a mouse here, which I'm gonna change out to a kitty for a friend. So there's that, and that pattern is out of the Just Cross Stitch ornament issue from this year, I want to say. It's either this year or last year's. I can't remember which one. I've done very, very little on my 2 pumpkins that I was working on. I filled in just the black on the zigzag and then a little bit of the orange on the other pumpkin. So I'm not even going to show those. Other than I finished a couple of Christmas cards, mailed those out. I finished a couple needle keepers and things just to mail out in the package. The bags for me, that's really, and then just reading is really what's going on. And then getting ready for winter camp, which I will talk about more at the end. For stash, I did place an order with Knit Picks for with their pre-Black Friday sale. Got a boatload of Brava in worsted and sport to do a bunch of baby gifts. I've got a little girl and a little boy from work to knit for that I want to. My aunt's little one. My sister is due end of June, early July, which she's gonna actually get a rainbow blanket. And then my husband's coworker. So there's 5 in the next 6 months. So there is going to be a lot of baby knitting to get done with. So I needed soft acrylic. So I picked up a bunch of different colors because I wasn't sure what one of my coworkers just found out yesterday she was having a boy. So I picked up gender neutral-ish colors to knit her something. But since it's a boy, I can use the boy colors, and then we'll go from there. And then for me, I picked up 2 balls of the Swish DK and the Cobblestone, Cobblestone Heather colorway, which is a medium to dark gray. To do a hat out of for me. And then some Swish worsted in the Sugar Plum, Wonderland, and Carnation color to do another hat for me, because I want to do the Plucky Knitter that has a giant pom-pom that has a 2-colored, so I think my pom-pom's going to be pink and then the hat's going to be that might be these are going to be definitely a winter camp cast on. And then the only other thing I picked up the ebook from Tin King Knits, which has the Gramps cardigan, which is the 9 months of knitting, which has the Gramps cardigan, a really cute color work cardigan, and a couple other baby knits things, because baby knits need more patterns. And then I went into Must Love Yarn and picked up some more Fiber Stash. This is Fiber. This is her Twinkle Roving, 84% superwash merino, 16% twinkle. 4 ounces, and it's this lovely light blue, dark blue, white, twinkly, and it's showing up really nicely. So there's that. That's about it. We just have winter camp. Sign-ups run until I think the 20th of December. If you're not sure what winter camp is, it is a knit-along that was started by Sarah, the Canadian knitter, and for the last couple years, she started it last year with it's a fun winter themed knit along. There are 5 cabin leaders. There's Sarah, myself, Michael of the Gay Knitter podcast, Amanda, formerly of the Stitching You and More podcast, but she does a lot on Twitch now. She does live streams there. And then Land of the Tangled Skein podcast. So there's the 5 of us that are going to be cabin leaders, and we're going to break everybody up into cabins and have a lot of fun knitting different patterns. The cabins are only for this year, are only for motivation. There's 1 FO thread, so just go claim to sign up, go claim your spot in the FO thread. Sarah and I will draw. I'm pretty sure she said we're going to do a live draw. I just don't know when. I've got to see what my schedule is like the week of Christmas, depending on. I know there's a lot of vacations in around there. So it's going to be really fun. We've got some really great prizes going on. I know, top of my head, I know Dawn of Cupcake Yarn is donating yarn. Christy of Fiber Stash said to donate something. I'm going to donate a bag, and then a bag to the grand prize. The grand prize is a skein of No Makers from Sarah, a bag from me, tea from Michael. So far, but we're adding prizes daily, so if you would like to donate a prize to Winter Camp, get a hold of one of us and we'll add you to the list. We're still also looking for featured designers, so if you are a knitwear or crochet designer, get a hold of one of us. We'd love to have you as a featured designer for 1 to 3 months, depending on what you design. There are some really nice patterns, because each of the camper, if you use a pattern from our featured designer for each month, you'll end up with extra bonus points. There are some really fun sub-knit-alongs to it. I know the snowball fight is to see how many, like certain weekends, to see how many blanket squares you can get knit in like a 3-day period, which will be fun. That will be fun. There's the Black Diamond event, which I'm donating a bag to, which is any project you knit in the 3 months, because runs January, February, March. 3 months over 750 yards, you get, I think it's 250 bonus points. Double check with Sarah's episode 77. It explains it all. But if you want to go sign up, there's a group on Ravelry. I'll put it in my show notes. So it's a lot of fun. I did it. I was a cabin leader last year, and it's fun to sit down and plan knitting. We do colors each month, featured designers. January is bonus points are for knitting something for your head. February is hands or feet, and then I think March is for your neck, or those two might be backwards. I don't remember. I have it all written down somewhere else. So there's that. And then, like I said, I'm doing the David's Tea Advent, which I'm having a lot of fun with. The first was, and I'm posting on Instagram as I, like little snippet videos as I open them. But what I really like is each of the teas on the backside actually make a picture here this year, which is nice. Today's tea was Serenity Now, which I actually haven't brewed yet, but I really like the tea. I've had it many times. It's a nice lavender tea, but I will brew it when I knit my blankets for once I get this uploaded. And that's about it. Everybody have a good 2 weeks, because I'm going to try to record right before Christmas. So, bye.